Tonight we're going to be talking about Kaffir Boy parts 2 and 3, and I'm going to be answering the first question, which is, what do you think about Mark Mathbane's decision to leave South Africa for America on a tennis scholarship? And it gives, in the question, some options. Is it an attempt to avoid facing his responsibilities towards his family and toward the struggle of his people to overcome apartheid? Or B, is it the only means to realize his own dreams, live a life of human dignity, and ultimately make a contribution to imposing his family's or improving his family's and his people's plight? Well, um, I think it's definitely got elements of both in it. Um, I don't think it's so much that he's avoiding or to face his responsibilities. I think he loves his family, and even in the end, when his father tells him to write, you can see that his father really cares about him. Um, I think it's just he wanted to get away from it, just the senselessness of it all. There's a lot of murder and bloodshed over things that are just it just doesn't make sense how people could do this. Um, how they could be so accepted of the hate. I mean, I know historically there is plenty of instances of where people can do that or have done that, but it's still just I don't have words to express the type of motives or evil that someone has to have in them. Um, but moving on from that, um, I also think that this was his chance. Like he entered that tournament when he entered the tournament where all the other black tennis players they boycotted the tournament again, as a way to fight against apartheid. Um, but Mark didn't care. He said, no, I'm gonna do my best for what I could do. He went in there and really kind of gave it his all. And in doing so, he attracted the notice of other people, and it really kind of launched himself into this opportunity where he could go to the States. He could go to South Carolina to go to college on a sports scholarship. And I think he realized that this education that his mother had been forcing him to do all this time was really his ticket out. Like it was his chance at freedom to live this life where he doesn't have to worry about being shot in the middle of the night or raids or upsetting the wrong white person. He could go to a school, get a better education, play tennis that he loves, and live a life of dignity and freedom. Um, and I think that's really what it comes down to. Um, I just the whole aspect of it was really kind of everything that went on there. Like, you hear that it's bad, okay? You hear that apartheid was bad. You hear that the Holocaust was bad, and these events were terrible things. And it's not until you actually get into detail of what happened that you're really kind of left wondering what could drive a person to this point, this brink. Um, the conditions of the Jews and the prisoners in the internment camps in Germany were horrific, and it's one of the most painful things that I've ever studied in all personally. And then this right here, having to read about what Mark went through, what what things he had to experience from such a young age, considering at such a young age to kill himself, because what use is there living in a world like that? It's nothing but pain and struggle. I mean, he in the beginning of the book, he nearly suffocated his baby brother because it was a matter of survival. Um, the people start starving to death. Little boys prostituting themselves out to older men so they can have something to eat. It's horrific. It's terrifying. And it makes you wonder, like, what leads a society to accept something like that? Because I don't believe that everybody is like that. They can't be like that. They have to be taught that. And how does a society even allow itself to get to that point? And then, of course, I look here in America and I see people getting to not that extreme, thank God, but it's definitely getting worse and worse. Like, it's not good. It may not be that as bad as apartheid, but it's not good either. And we're just kind of allowing it to fester and breed, it seems. At one point in the book, Mark mentions that he hates all white people, even the German liberals, because why aren't they doing anything to stop this? Why are they allowing it to continue? And it really makes you look at yourself. What are we allowing? What are we allowing to continue in the country right now that we could be putting an end to, that we could be stopping? What does our complacency allow to breed and grow? It's just something to think about, I guess.